Ghana Month continues. Today we thought we'd take the opportunity to learn a little bit about our surroundings here in the capital, Accra. The suburbs have such interesting names in Accra, from Jowulu to Achimota to Adabraka. What do they mean? Well, I thought perhaps we should bring in someone who knows. So today our guest is Professor Irene Korkoi Odotei. She's a historian of great repute, one of those who has charted the history of the Ga-Dangbes as far back as possible. And today she is our guest. Professor Odotei, good morning to you.
Good morning.
It's great to have you on the show.
Yes.
And, as you drive around Accra, some of our suburbs have some very interesting names. A popular place is Osu. We've been going there for years without any understanding of what Osu means. Maybe we can start from there.
Oh, okay. So you want to know the history of Osu?
Yes, please. And why it is called Osu.
Yeah. Have you heard of Osudoku too?
Yes.
There's a state called Osu. And some of these places, you find that maybe there's a little conflict here and there, and then they move from where they are and go somewhere else.
Right.
So Osu, it was part of Osudoku, and they moved and came to the coast and settled at a place and called the place Osu.
Right.
So that's how. So and then when the European came, they built a fort there, castle there, Osu Castle. And when they built, more people joined them, and it grew into a big town. So there are different components of Osu. There are people too who came from Aneho to come and join them, and all that. So this is how the places are built.
That's fascinating. Now, Prof, just a stone's throw from Osu is another place with an interesting name, La.
La too. La is part of Ladoku. It was inland. And then they had a war with their neighbors, and they moved out of the place. They had a war with Shai, and they moved out and stayed in different places. One place, as they were coming, they saw they got lost and said, Maira, they've gotten lost. And they moved on and got to Ajangote, and Ajangote, they came back to the coast. They came to the coast. So Latu was part of Oladuku.
Is there an original meaning for Ladoku?
When you say Ladoku and Osudoku, it means old town. Normally, we use Doku for an old, maybe scar.
Okay.
Like if you have a scar, Fladoku, we call a scar. That means there used to be a problem there.
A wound. Okay.
So anytime you see Doku, you see that it's an old place. Then there should be a new place.
Right. Interesting. Okay, let's continue. What about Achimota?
Achimota is a very interesting place. There used to be the slave trade on this coast.
Yeah.
Where sometimes people were gotten during wars. And sometimes people were kidnapped. And people were, there's an invasion, you are sitting down, chiefs in council, and suddenly slave raiders will come and take you away. So now those who find themselves as slaves, it wasn't part of this thing to be slaves. Now you are saying you are being harshly treated. So they ran away when they got the opportunity. So they ran away and went to Achimota. There's a forest there. They ran and hid there. And the point is that if they call themselves by their names, the owner or somebody later will recognize them. And the next thing they realize, they are back into slavery. So they say the Achimota, that is, you don't call people by their names.
Oh.
So it's a Ga word, Achimota.
Which means you don't call people by their real name.
You don't mention people.
And
that's what Achimota.
Achimota.
And
that's fascinating.
We had this famous school there. So that wipes away the history, and most people don't know. But Achimota means Achimota.
That's fascinating. Wow, Prof. Odotei, we're learning so much. Let's do a rather confusing one. Malejo.
Oh, Malejo, good. It means that Male comes from La.
Right.
The name is Male, and that is the valley. So when the site is, that's the valley.
Right.
There's an elevation, and maybe I should give you the background, some of these things. When the people moved, migration, people were always looking for places. And sometimes they're hunters, because they go hunting, that is to wander around. If they wander around and they see something, that a place that is good, maybe there's a water source, and people can stay there, then they stay there, bring the people in, and they are the founders. So the place may be named after them.
Right.
So in these things, you say in naming the places, individuals are mentioned, then the geographical location or physical features of the place may be used to name the place.
Right.
The name of the place and all that. And maybe the name of the state you come from.
Right.
Where you come, the old place may be used. So this is why we got the names, like, so Malejo is there. You find Ayimensa, Ayimensa, Abose Okai is one of those who stay in Abose Okai. Abose is the name.
Right.
So it's named after Abose Okai. Then there are expressions like Mataheko. It means it's far out, and let me stay here.
Mataheko.
Mataheko.
Let me stay here. Interesting. So you explained that the Malay there is it refers to a valley. What about
the
jaw is rather valley.
But the Malay is somebody's name.
Somebody's name. So Malay's Valley. I see. What about Jowulu?
Jowulu means there's a big valley there. Jowulu is not named after anybody, but the physical, as I told you, they do some of the names after the physical features. Physical features or a person's name.
Right.
Maybe not the founder, but you can get a place where later on somebody who had leadership skills to mobilize the people to do something and whatnot. And then his name becomes the one that takes over from the founder's name.
Fascinating. We're talking to Professor Irene Odotei, and she's walking us through the history behind the names of some of the popular suburbs and townships here in the capital, in the Greater Accra region. So, Prof, let's now settle a controversy that has been standing for some time.
I don't like controversy. So my name is Irene, and Irene means one who loves peace. Me, I love peace.
Indeed.
So I don't like controversy.
Then, Prof,
so don't bring any controversy to resolve.
Okay. Well, once you resolve it, there will no longer be controversy. So the one I'm thinking of is Legon.
Legon. Oh, okay. Legon. That unfortunately for me, my grandfather. When I went to Legon, my grandfather decided to give me the history of Legon.
Right.
And he said it was a hill where there were a lot of animals called there. It was like a hunting ground for those animals, and it's Legon. But because the way it was spelled Legon, Those who are going to pronounce it will pronounce it the way they see it.
Right.
So it's Legon.
What animal is that? What animal is that?
In fact, they told me the English name. I forgot you. Maybe we should ask. I checked on it last time, and I don't know. It was like an antelope. I don't know.
Right.
It was something like antelope, whatever it is. I forgot it. When I get it, I'll send it to you.
Okay.
I'm sure there may be a listener who right now who knows that what is the name, and will give you the name. It's Legon, the hill of Le.
The original animal, the Le. Please text it to us 055-1111-997. It seems to be from the antelope family. Yes. Oh, wonderful. So now we know that it simply meant Antelope Hill, if you will.
Yes.
Okay. All right. Okay. Now let's go closer to my home. Adringano.
No, Adringano means Adris field. Huh?
Gano means field.
Field, you know. It's a place where grassland.
Right.
Adris grassland.
Adris grassland.
Adri is the name of the person. And is grassland.
Wow.
And so there's people like Ayimensa. We have Ayimensa. We have Achalebote. All the names, as I said, they are names. But there's one thing you haven't asked. We know that we are surrounded by markets. Marketing is one of the, and the northern presence too in Accra. Like they 4 markets. And the markets are like Tudu. Was an old market.
Tudu.
Started by the people of, I hear it from northern Nigeria. That's why you can ask Professor Antewusu, and Director of the Institute of African Studies. He can talk a lot about the northern presence. He did work on it. And so we have places like Tudu, we have Nima, we have what other market? We have Medina, and we have forgotten the other names. Malata, and all those places.
Right.
So the northern market, and look at what Medina has become. And look at the Zongos.
Yes.
You see, we had the Zongos, and then we have places like Lagos Town. People from Nigeria, Lagos, they came. They had a Lagos Town, which was changed to, the name was changed to New Town.
Right. So that's where Accra New Town came from.
Lagos used to be Lagos Town.
Okay. Prof, maybe you do one more for us. Just one more. Adabraka.
Adabraka, it's also a market. And when you go to buy things, people will say, reduce the price. Adabraka or something. And it became Adabraka.
Interesting. What about Kokomlimli?
I thought you said you had only one more.
Now that you've got us excited, we want you to give us bonus.
Bonus? Kokomle, honestly, I know it's Kokomle. I haven't done the research on it.
Okay.
Unfortunately, most of my research material has been stolen.
Oh, wow.
From my computer. So I've lost quite a few of my material. I don't know whether person will have compassion and send them to me.
Oh, we hope so. Because
so I'm collecting those I've done a bit from people. And I'm assembling them. People have been very generous. Those who have them are sending them to me.
Yeah.
Coco Meme, that one. I don't know. And you know one thing too, that some of the names are not necessarily Gan.
Oh, I see.
So Kokomeme may be another language. So it means you have to do the find out the language that is being used.
Right.
It could be. It could be. If it's Akan, you realize it. Like if it's Kotobadi, That's a kutu baby.
Right. Right.
Kutu baby is kutu baby. You recognize that kind. But if it's one, you may not recognize that easily. If from the north, you may not recognize it easily. If it's from ever, you will not realize easily. So Mekokomlemne is one of those I can't recognize not easily, and I haven't done work on it.
Well, Prof, I've got to say your wealth of knowledge is a treasure to our nation, and we really appreciate you spending time with us this morning. You've taught us so much in this short time, and we are certainly looking forward to more conversations with you. Professor Irene Korkoi Odotei was our guest this morning, and she's a reputed historian here in Ghana. Thank you so much once again.
You're welcome.